We are off and running again. Another Monday in the TCA Studio in beautiful Bytown, Canada. The Ottawa Senators will be in the fray.
Whoop, whoop.
As the playoffs kick off. Rob is also back in the fray.
Yeah, it's true, man. I'm here. In case you missed that. Or missed me. Or any of it.
Yeah. We are on social media at TalkN Audio. Give us a follow there. Subscribe to the pod wherever you're hearing us right now. What's happening, man?
I assume in the 2 weeks that you and I haven't physically seen each other.
It's a good couple weeks.
You were on the Artemis 2.
Yep.
Little re-entry there on Friday night.
Hooked
no
around
problems.
the dark side of the moon.
Everything went well.
Some stupid tweet I saw, but made me laugh anyway. It was like, oh man, the Artemis 2 hit a trampoline when it landed. It's right back out into space. I guess this, for nerds, this was a big thing. Like, it couldn't have landed any more perfectly.
Right.
Like, right where they thought it would be. And I guess there had been some controversy on the paneling on the outside. Yeah. Like, it didn't hold up in testing in unmanned flights. Like, well, we fixed this part. We think it'll be fine. And it was. There are some really smart people in the world.
Well,
man.
And they were like, this should re-enter and land at 8:07. And you're like,
yeah,
it came from the dark side of the moon, and you were able
there was no traffic.
You were able to pinpoint, yeah. All kinds of other things, though.
Trying to pass Elon's stupid...
Get out of the way.
Startling.
Get out of the way.
Shit, exploding on takeoff, yeah.
And so in watching it, and I sort of was, when it launched the previous week, pre-Easter and whatnot, it was an interesting thing, but post-Space Shuttle, right? Like post-Columbia and all that stuff.
Endeavour.
It seems like this is like more primitive technology. It's like we've gone back to...
Yeah, we don't even land anymore. We just kind of circle it. Hey, how's it going out here? Everybody good? All right, we're heading home.
Yeah, whereas, the technology with the shuttle... Now, again, I understand the distance. I don't understand, actually, but, in my small brain... But it's just, the idea that we're going to separate and this capsule's going to land and you just splash into the water. It seems,
everything about it seems very... Here for the grace of God, go I.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
you're taking a huge leap of faith.
I survived a trip around the moon, and now I'm just going to land in the ocean and hope somebody finds me and this thing doesn't take on water.
Well, and just everything about it, as you suggest, the Earth is spinning, all this, and you're going to enter at the right time and land in the right spot.
When they said that as you're going through the atmosphere, they were going to slow from... I don't want to over-exaggerate, but it was going to be something like from 1,700 kilometers per hour to 80 kilometers per hour.
It's more than that.
Okay.
It was when they come through and they're that burning
I got some
flame.
Shit a week ago when Kevin Mickey was on the show, and I said a couple 100,000 tons of Kit Kats were stolen, and that was a drastic overreaction.
Yeah.
It was still 12 tons. There was a lot of Kit Kats, but... So I gotta be careful, man. People are.
But I want to say it was like 20,000 miles per hour.
Okay.
Like
this guy's crazy exaggerating.
Yeah, no. And
I know you're moving fucking fast.
And then you're like, and then we're gonna hit those couple of chutes, and you're like, yeah. How do those things not get torn off
immediately?
Like a Sens playoff flag off your car on the Queensway? Like I don't know how that doesn't snap. And you're like, I guess we're still going.
It's true, man. Look, we'll get into the beer here in just a second, but we're on this now, and we got talking about it a couple of days ago. I did with a couple of people. Like, are you... Because if you have a convincing conspiracy theory, I'm interested.
I don't.
But just in general, like... Did we land on the moon? Did we not land on the moon? There is a small subset of the populations that was shot in Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
that was
Well, that's a persisting, ongoing. Like it doesn't go away.
And we haven't been back. This time we got up there and we circled the moon and came home, right? And so in that way, you can have the debate again or whatever else. I believe I've read at some point 3 or 4 years ago that the technology that was in the moon mission in 69 was less technologically advanced than the phone everyone is carrying around in their pocket right now.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
So I have time for like 9/11. I believe the official story. I believe it went down exactly. Now, was there corruption involved? Was there bad faith involved? But I don't believe it was an inside job.
JFK.
All of these sorts
CIA
of things.
job,
right.
that kind of thing.
I tend to believe the official story. Do you think we landed on the moon?
No.
You don't think we landed on the moon?
Okay, I do. Well, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. And I am certainly willing to entertain the fact that we didn't. I am not.
I'm willing to entertain it too.
Yes.
But right now, my resting heart rate is we did.
Okay. I am not a big conspiracy theory guy.
Right. Not even the brewery here.
Although, well, I don't think it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way to go, Matt. What a downer. That's what I do.
Just call me Eeyore.
There was a movie, and I can't remember what the name of it. It was had like a German-sounding name, not similar to Schadenfreude, but not.
Okay.
But it was all about different conspiracy theories, and one of them was the 9/11 one, and the isolating of the pops that happen in 4 exact spots.
Sure.
Right. Like
Jet fuel can't melt.
Yeah,
steel
and all
beams.
these. So again, am I one? But I could see how you could very easily go like way over there, and you're like, I believe it.
The 9/11 had a documentary called Loose Change that came out after like all the things that didn't make any sense, and they make a compelling case if you want to sit down and watch it. Now, real scientists can take that one and poke the hole. Well, here's why that actually doesn't actually. But anyway, we're back flying around in space again, and you're right. It does feel like we're not doing. It could be unifying. It could be one of these things in the world that humans are going to accomplish this. We're going to go to Mars, or we're going to instead, like even the initial space race was a war. Like it was a Cold War result, right? Like they sent their guy up in space first, so we got to outdo them and go to the moon first.
Well, and now it's the Chinese. The Chinese are saying they want to be on the moon by 2030.
On the moon?
Yeah.
Well, we did that.
No, I know.
Oh, they want to set up shop.
This is it.
Oh, okay.
And now they're like, no, we're going to do it. So it again is...
It's weird, man. The Chinese are starting to feel like the good guys here over the last...
Well...
when you look around.
Yeah. Well, and it is that sort of when you start to spin things and you're like, what I've always understood to be the truth. And you go, and you're like, when you see that shift in perspective and you're like, was I always a dupe? Or is this a new thing? Is it a new thing?
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know.
Like, maybe I'm just this simple. And maybe there's no good guy. Like, I'm overstating that.
100%.
Yeah.
But that is what we all like to be in the blacks and the whites.
Yep.
The grays make everybody uncomfortable. So I want to believe what I believe. And I don't like to shift from it too much.
No. Let's shift to a little beer talk. What have you cracked into over there?
I am drinking something from Bicycle. This is their Starling Imperial Stout, coming in at 8.8%.
8.8%. Coming in strong after a week or two away.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I was feeling chippy when I got here today, too. So
I got some things to say to this.
Yeah, not even so much, but just everything seems to want to be from that sort of chippy perspective.
Okay.
So I haven't had a pull on it yet. I've poured it. I may have spilled a bit.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
But not sprayed.
With gusto.
But not sprayed, which is the key here, right? A little over. It's always like, oh, I'm good. And then, no, forget it. The head is over the top. So I'm letting it settle before I have a pull on it. What do you got?
This is from the Silversmith Brewing Company. And I got tied up on this the last time I had something from there, and it leads me to believe that this is probably a, what do they call it? Those guys Andy hates.
Yeah, they set up shop. They're like they brew.
Other people
somebody else brews
yes.
there. Yes.
So it says here on the can.
Andy hates.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're listening to this from Silversmith Brewing, sorry about that.
Not you specifically.
No.
But
and because I don't even know for sure that that's what happened. But I got tied up on this the last time I had their beer. It says on the can from Etobicoke, and it says on the Untapped from Niagara-on-the-Lake. And so...
Very close.
Yeah, sure. Just a stone's throw. But this is the Somebody Loves You Dark Lager. Coming in right around 5%. So That's nice. I haven't had this one before. I have had one beer from these guys before, but not this one.
I've never heard of it.
No. Being loved. It's
both.
Sounds like it would be nice.
And it does sound reassuring. It sounds like it may be the big conspiracy theory.
God damn it.
Really?
Yeah. On first pull here, it does remind me a little of the, I don't know, what was the dark lager that Molson put out that you
Fireside?
tolerated? Yeah. Which I liked.
I also did not mind that.
No. And I guess a dark lager is, going to taste like what it tastes like. So
a little malty, you could get a little bit more of that
a little
malt.
thicker up front, a little chocolatey kind of, roasty kind of flavor to it. So not too bad here. I'm enjoying that. So whether you're in Niagara on the Lake or Etobicoke, this
or
is getting a
anywhere
thumbs up.
in between.
Yeah, I guess so. Thumbs up over here, Mark.
Well, and I was telling you, I started the story in the green room and never finished it. But your Molson Fireside made me think of it. Is the gathering I was at where I brought some craft beer and somebody's like, oh, we were talking about beers, and I'm like, yeah, I like to have a good beer if I'm only going to have a couple. And I said, but I can certainly downshift in a heartbeat, right? Like it can be, this is what I would prefer to drink. And then you go, well, what do you got? I can do that.
Yeah, if I'm sticking around a little longer than I thought.
And at the end of the day, you're like, where's that Molson Canadian at? I'll have a pull on one of those PBRs. Where is that?
Sure.
What are we doing here? Yeah, it is a...
Kevin Mickey was on the show, as I mentioned to you in the green room last week from Sportsnet. Go back, check that out at talkinaudio.com. He was having a Miller Lite. Just kind of, that's what was in the fridge. That's what we'll ride with here today. He's normally a craft beer guy, but that is my go-to U.S. beer, actually.
Miller Lite?
Yeah. Not even a Miller. For some reason, it's the Miller Lite.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I went through Michigan like 6 years ago now, and you had always talked about whatever you guys were drinking in the back of the van.
Strohs.
There looked hard for the Strohs while we were in Michigan trailer park country and a couple of convenience stores and gas stations and whatever. Not to be found at the places we looked at. I was disappointed
At the gas and grab.
Yeah, it had been so legendary. I'd heard so many good
Wow.
things. Well, I'd heard so many things.
In the back of a van, throwing back 36 between sort of Kalamazoo and the Canadian border. It's not to be confused with a high quality beer.
No. And these are the things, though. When in Rome, let's try it, right?
Like a Genesee or, or a Lever Sage Yingling.
Yeah. Had the Yingling when I went to
Not so great.
Tampa a couple of, I don't know, that was just a couple of years ago, a couple dozen years ago, whatever that was. Again, it's just it's Bud. It's Molson. It's whatever, right?
And that's
but
what all
it
those
sounds exotic to if you've never been there before.
And the beauty of the Miller, or as the mid 80s to late 80s, when the clear MGD
right
gooseneck bottle showed up here, when we were still drinking the primitive stubby, and you're like, look at that, it's a clear bottle and it's a gooseneck. That's cool.
That's class.
That is class. And so yeah, cold as ice.
So if you're, not that anybody's going these days, if you're in the US and you're just hanging out at a Roadhouse and there aren't many options, what is your American? Is it a Bud? Is it
I'd
a
still
Miller?
do a Bud.
Yeah,
I would still do a Bud.
Okay.
Yeah. And to me, I always liked when I was consuming sort of your big brewery mass-produced beers, I liked the little bit of sweetness that came with the Bud.
Okay.
To me, that was...
I actually found the Miller Lite, I guess, when I was in the Bahamas. And then it was a year later I took that baseball tour and just stuck with it.
Yeah.
And it available in a lot of ballparks, right? And so that was probably half the reason, because that's what we were touring around on, was whatever else. We'll get to the Jays, who, as you and I sit here and talk right now,
have already been gotten to.
Having their poo pushed in, yeah.
Again!
But we mentioned off the top, the Ottawa Senators in the playoffs. You and I, as always, for the Monday show, talking Sunday afternoon. So there is another game tonight, I guess, with a regulation win for the Senators. And I don't know if the Bruins are playing. Anyway, the first wild card is still on the table for the Senators.
Yes.
At the moment we are speaking, It's the second wild card they hold, but they are in. It's
At the moment we speak, they are in the first wild card.
Are they? Okay.
Because they hold the tiebreaker over Boston.
Okay. So we will see. The Sens have 2 games left?
2 games.
Yeah. I don't know what's
Tonight,
so
Sunday night,
yeah,
and then Wednesday against Toronto.
Yeah.
Who is brutal.
Yeah. I'd almost hoped there might be a reason to care about that game. Can you get enough sack in your game to try and trip up your provincial rival? It's not going to matter.
No, but for us, it really comes down to we're trying to trip you up. And
let
you guys winning that game and getting out of the bottom. Because as of this morning,
into the bottom 5.
Number 5.
And you and I both spent the last several months going, they're just not going to be bad enough to get down there. And
they've been
at
bad.
the moment, they're bad enough.
They've been bad. And I see no Joshua, no Carlo.
No Stolars.
Stolar all shut down for the rest of the season.
Let's not make this about Toronto at the moment.
Well, that is really what I've been looking at. Ottawa, and can Toronto stay out of the bottom 5? Come on.
Even on Saturday night when you're getting ready for the Panthers, it's like, fuck, you're trying to win something the last couple of springs. It's those assholes in the way. Now we're trying to lose something. At the same time, you're trying to lose something and you're in our way again. But Toronto did turn out to be the more pathetic team on Saturday.
Way more pathetic team on Saturday night. Yikes.
Look, you and I, at different points, and I'll hand it to you, but I said it a bunch of different times, and I wasn't alone, obviously, but the Sens were incredibly unlikely to make the playoffs. This has been a hell of a run, and only partly coinciding with the return of solid goaltending. Like, they started to play better before Allmark started to play better.
And Reimer.
The big turning point seems to be that January 23rd mark where the PK is 31st in the league. They do a little shuffling of the coaching responsibilities, and interesting enough, Michael Amadio becomes a big part of it at the same time they changed the approach. Ever since then, it's the 7th best penalty kill in the league.
Me, Amadio.
It's, yeah, that's clearly not the whole story. That's clearly not the whole thing, but it's a part of it. Look, just in sense of the last couple of months, when did you got? Actually, we joked a little bit.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I was like, these guys are done.
Yeah. You sent me something about the Jays and said, well, I hope the Sens make it in because these Jays are brutal. I'm like, a week ago, you were done with the Sens.
Yeah, well, and see, the thing is, and we talk about this in all sports, in everything, it's one thing for you to say, hey, this team that's been shuffling along at a 55, 550 winning percentage, we need you to go at a 750.
Right. And they haven't shown you that all year.
What have we seen up until this point? And go, okay, let's just for a second entertain that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But we still also need maybe Detroit to put it in the shitter as well.
You fall apart, but
yeah, we need. There's just things that have to happen, and you go. And on the third last game of the season, we punched the ticket. It seemed improbable, mm-hmm. right? That you were. And you had that murderer's row of Buffalo, Carolina, Minnesota, Tampa, this 4-game homestand, and you just went through and you did have your dicks kicked in Florida by Tampa and an undermanned Panthers team.
Yeah.
And you pulled a big no-show.
That was the most recent. It's done. Shut it. They're not.
And you're coming home to face 4 teams all in the top 6 in the league standings.
Yeah.
And you go, this seems unlikely. Oh, and you're going to do it to start without Sanderson and without Shabbat. And you're like, yeah.
Captain Adamantium there, or whatever the X-Men.
Yeah, well, the Wolverine thing, obviously, clearly. To me, it just seemed, even a week and a half ago, it seemed improbable.
Yeah.
Just because, you had the injuries you had. Things were going well. But it's just one of those things where they have been playing well enough all season, really. If you looked at the 5-on-5, you looked at the defensive, the shot suppression.
Yeah.
If you would have got average goaltending all season, they would have been so far ahead of where they were. And the PK. It was the goaltending and the PK, as you suggest.
Which go hand in hand, right? Defensive responsibility there. And
it's crazy that.
We had Lloydie on the show a week or two ago, I can't remember now, and I asked him if they had just gotten average goaltending, which is always the thing that's been said about most teams, right?
Yeah.
If we can just get average goaltending, this team's
We're not asking
good.
for Vezina, we're asking for league average.
I said to Lloydie, if they had gotten just league average, which isn't what it used to be, 900 or whatever.
Yeah, 895 this year.
For the entire season, I said, where is this team? He goes, they win the division.
I think they're pushing 105, 106 points.
So I think Buffalo right now is at 106. So
Yeah.
I guess you're in the mix.
Yeah.
Like, to me, when he said it, I kind of went, I gave the eye roll, right? Like, yeah, like, are we? But
Oh, man.
they've been good. Like, their underlying numbers have been really good. There's no way around that.
And so we've all heard Travis Green all season say, yeah, I liked our game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the coach speak for, if we could get a fucking stop. the Tortorella 75% thing, right?
Poor John Graham.
Yeah. If you can
Nobody remembers who John Graham is, but we do remember John Tortorella ripping him to pieces 20 years later.
Carter Hart. Welcome, buddy. It's coming for you. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no.
Yes. It's
We won't be playing that clip. But those who know.
It's just I go back to that mid to early January game where Levi Marilinen's in and we're playing Montreal and kicking Montreal's ass, like dominating them. But in the end, you allow 5 goals on 16 shots. You don't win that game.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you can only allow 16 shots. If your goalie is playing at a 660 save percentage,
Ugh. That's gross.
the math is not in your favor, and you go, I scored 5 goals. We only allowed 16 shots, and we scored 5. Is that enough to win? No.
Oh.
It was, and at the beginning of the season, through the first 4-6 weeks, Ottawa's PK was the worst
Just putrid, man.
in NHL record since they started recording penalty kill percentages in the mid 70s.
Yeah.
This was worse than the late 70s Washington Capitals, who are one of the worst regular season teams ever. Like your PK is running at a 55% clip.
Yeah.
You were not winning with bad goaltending and bad penalty killing. It was so bad.
At the time you and I are sitting here and talking, there is not yet an update on Brady Tkachuk, who on Saturday, I don't want to speculate too much, but did take like a stick to the head, came back, then left.
Yeah.
If he's just kind of rattled, you sit him down for the week and hope he's good to go on Saturday. If it's anything more than that, like, it's tough because a lot of people, myself included, have been kind of hard on him this season. Not just on the ice, but he's had some bad press around him. Most of that noise self-created. But there had felt like there was something missing from his game. He was still putting up points, but he was less the unicorn that we had. It kind of felt like here over the last week or two, that was returning a little bit. He seemed to be kind of finding his stride, I felt. It sucks to see that kind of... And for all I know, he plays tonight. I doubt it on Sunday. I would take it easy knowing the playoffs. But we don't know. But even if it is a week off and then he gets going again, it just feels like one of those years where he's had a bit of a rough go and he just can't quite find his stride. And look, playoff hockey can bring it out of you, especially in a player like that. He might get right back into it. But just sort of where were you at with his game before what happened there on Saturday afternoon? Did you feel the same way? He was sort of coming around and re-unicorning, or
growing my horn?
Sure.
It's interesting. I was looking this morning. So he's played 60 games. He's got 59 points.
Mm-hmm.
Point a game.
Not too shabby.
Point a game player.
Yep.
Pretty good. And so, but there was absolutely...
It was the other stuff.
Games when he was throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Which is that is not the deal. And I know you're starting to get some of the people who are really interested in defending it or apologizing for it, saying, it's really hard to play that style of game for your whole career.
Sure.
And you're like, dude is 26. And
this is the talk about Sam Bennett.
And if he is not going to be that guy, he is not as valuable.
Like they have said a couple of times and quoted Sam Bennett. And he just, look, I can't play my playoff game for 82 games. And he's actually gone on the record and just said, I can't do it. My career won't. I do enough to get through. And I guess when you're as good as the Panthers in previous years, you can sustain that and just know when we always talk, can teams flip the switch? I think we got into this last year. More and more every year. I think, yes, you can. That used to be the comment. You can't just flip a switch at playoff time. Yeah, you can. Like, we've seen Florida do it. We've seen Tampa do it. We've seen, frankly, Edmonton do it at different points when they weren't having great regular seasons. I do believe in that more than I ever used to. And so I wonder if Brady is similar. The injury, again, without knowing how bad it is, can't help with that. But
yeah, well, and we talk about it here all the time. And for you old schoolers, the reference that's always brought up here in Ottawa is Chris Phillips, who was a big dude, but didn't really play a robust game. But in the playoffs, was always way more physical than he ever was in the regular season. And he would always say, "Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. The thing you see in the playoffs, I can't do for 82 games." And it's interesting because the new version of that is Tyler Clevin.
Sure.
When you saw how well and how physical he played against the Leafs last year.
I think he was everyone's takeaway at the end of that. Like, shit, if he's going to do that. And then he didn't, because it's hard for 82 games.
And so that is all in that. But Brady has, for 8 years, has played the way he's played all season. And if he can't play some semblance of that, he just isn't as valuable. He's still valuable. He just isn't all that you would.
To the counterpoint, if he can put up a point a game numbers through the regular season and get you into the playoffs and then turn it on, are you really worse off?
No. But up until the past couple of years, this team didn't make the playoffs.
No. Yeah.
And so you needed
good times.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for this year's Battle of Ontario in the playoffs. And you're like, oh, wait. Where's the blue team at? Oh, wait. Look down. Look way down. Yeah, it's fun, eh?
I guess.
I understand that.
All the spirit was squeezed out of me a long time.
Yeah, no, I get it. I got no fight. Whatever that team does suck.
I've been beaten down.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. If they become this team that is a solid, upper echelon team and competes every year, and you go, I think this is the year that things break right, we could win a cup, which they haven't been.
Yeah.
But if it makes it to that and you go, yeah, man, you know what? I'm going to have regular season flashes where I'm going to show it to you a bit. A little ankle here. What do you think of that?
Little tease.
Yeah. And then in the playoffs, bam, we're going to go full Brady. If that's the way the team is built and goes, but we can't be life and death to make the playoffs and have a subpar. Like, we need more. But if the team continues on
if this team is, to Lloydie's point, to your point, to what a top end with good goaltending, like we do cruise to the playoffs, then you can survive that, right? But if it's going to be life and death like that, like most people were saying, I think like us, it looks bad. It looks pretty unlikely. As recently as 2 months ago. Maybe as recently as
2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, there you go. And so in those cases, you almost need playoff Brady early, but they got there. They are going to get playoff Brady, we think. Well, we know they're going to see Brady in the playoffs. It's whether Brady can become playoff Brady again. But I can live with that out of Brady Tkachuk if that's what this team actually is, that he does the Sam Bennett thing, right? That he is physical enough. Well, a couple of fights with Anders Lee a year for some reason.
If he becomes, because he is a more physical and a higher point total Sam Bennett.
Yes.
Like,
a top line guy. Now, I guess Brady's been playing second line, but is a top line
top line guy and has got like you look at his goal scoring and everything about it, he is a Sam Bennett on steroids.
Yeah.
And so if you can get that in the playoffs, like he was injured with the groin or hip issue, whatever he had last spring.
Yep.
And he was a top point getter for the Senators against the Leafs.
Yep.
I believe that could happen, but we need to see it in the times that it matters most. And because it was problematic this year with the goaltending issues and the injuries, you know, Shabbat was out for long stretches, Sanderson was out for stretches, Brady himself was out for 20 games. You can't come back and give the impression, and if you remember, the storyline was, is he saving himself for the Olympics? Mm-hmm. Is he going to show up and be the best version of him for the Americans?
Right.
And that didn't seem to happen.
Really.
No. And so I am willing to see what happens here the rest of the season and start the next 2 years of his contract, especially this next year. The 26-27 season will be a fascinating year for Brady Tkachuk.
Well, I had seen a lot of people saying that, you know, the Matthew Tkachuk, the Austin Matthews, like guys with 2 years left that kind of make it clear, you know, we can wait another year and then talk, but I probably won't stay. I had seen a lot of people say, Brady's leaving. All of that, all the ill will from the podcast or the White House visit, I had said, with a great stretch drive and a good playoff showing from Brady Tkachuk, will be long forgotten. Like, this is far from unsalvageable.
Right.
And so now he's going to get that chance. He has the opportunity to do it. And when you look ahead here, the two most likely opponents right now for Ottawa are Buffalo or Carolina.
Yeah.
There's still a chance, I think, for some shifting around at the top of the Atlantic. I believe Montreal is only 2 back of Buffalo.
I can't quote that exactly.
No, I don't have it in front of me
I
either.
do know Buffalo is 2 up on Tampa.
Okay.
And I think with Montreal's loss on Saturday night to Columbus, that they are in third. But you are looking
the two biggest, the highest percentages are Carolina and Buffalo.
So as of this morning, it is a Buffalo-Ottawa. That's.
Do you have a preference?
A1 versus W1.
Okay. If Boston were to win and jump back ahead, Ottawa gets Carolina, who are playoff unproven, but proven for a round or two. Like
Carolina, yeah.
Like they almost always win that division and then lose to Florida.
Yeah,
in the conference
and
finals.
Ottawa for the first time. Ottawa took 2 out of 3, I think, from Carolina this year.
Okay,
including 6-3 recently.
Yeah,
just last week. Now they had Freddie Anderson in net. They didn't have your boy Bussy in there. So that is a difference maker because a 6 spot on Freddie Anderson is not crazy uncommon in
the playoffs. Certainly,
yeah, exactly. I
can tell you that
when you need wins. If I can go in reverse, I'd like to play Montreal first. That would be my first choice. I would then it would be Buffalo probably. Then it would be Carolina. Then it would be Tampa. In terms of the 4, Tampa's the one I want to play least. It's really a toss-up between Carolina and Buffalo. We haven't had great success against Buffalo.
They had success.
The way they play. You like the juice?
These are our very common or very current references on this podcast.
Yeah. Very nice. I don't know if I love the Buffalo matchup.
And they're just hot as shit too, right? Now, so is Ottawa.
Yeah, but it's just nobody makes UPL look better than Ottawa does. Okay. I find it's just every time we see that guy, you're like, he looks like he's 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Like whatever it is, Ottawa can't. That's a huge bitch. Well, and Ottawa, for all of its, like it's averaging 3.5 goals a game, which is in the top 10 in terms of scoring, but they don't score easily. And I know we've talked about it. The anecdotal. They never seem to get that 3-0 goal. They seem to want to linger around and
make every game a struggle.
It's every game is tight, and Buffalo seems to get good enough goaltending against whether it's Alex Lyon, whether it's UPL. I don't know if I love, and they score.
Is the Ellis kid all of a sudden? Like, I don't know where you came from.
Where's Devin Levi at? What are we doing here? And so it just, and because they have shooters. Buffalo and the way Ottawa's goaltending has gone.
Luke Shen.
Yeah, lush. Yeah. And what's his face? Stanley. Logan Stanley.
Yeah. He and Brady got a bit of a history. That could be fun.
Yeah. Well, I think that whole series, a Buffalo-Ottawa series, could be
reignite that 06, 07.
Yeah, that whole region, the Pominville, Derek Roy.
Sure.
That would be interesting. But yeah, I think it's really a toss-up. And I guess if you asked me right now, which I think you did 5 minutes ago, I'm going to take Carolina.
That's who you want.
Over Buffalo. I think that is my gut feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just feel we could do to them
what everybody else does.
Well,
in the conference final, but
again, and I think I like the idea of Ottawa going through the Metro
for sure,
as opposed to going through the Atlantic. Like if you could somehow,
and even that, like I was just pretty lusty about that. I don't really know.
I'm lusty.
It's Montreal and like Tampa. I get not really wanting a part of, but Hedman's been beat up all year. Like they look good. I don't think you want to play them. But this is where the next thing I wanted to ask you about is I keep coming back to, as somebody who knows a lot of Sens fans and takes in a lot of Ottawa media, I keep hearing this, and nobody's going to want to see the Sens in the first round.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that goes, all right, get over yourselves.
Yeah.
And then another part that's like, well, I don't know, this division isn't exactly full of monsters right now. Tampa would be the one.
The conference is not full of monsters.
No, it is not. And yet, it's not quite as bad as the pillow fight division on the other side.
And, well, the Pacific.
Yes. But it just...
Black.
I don't know. Maybe the Sens are better than some of these teams. Like, we don't know yet how good Montreal is in the playoff. We don't know yet how good Buffalo is in the playoff. Well, Pittsburgh, I guess it's cool you're back. Philadelphia, I don't know where the fuck you came from all of a sudden to be sitting in a spot right now. Maybe...
I would love the opportunity, though, if it came... And let's just play the cards where they fall.
Yeah.
If Ottawa was to be able to beat Carolina... And you go, you get the winner of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia.
Yep.
Or you probably get Tampa Bay. Which do you want?
Yeah. I'll take my chances with
in the Metro all day long. Right? And you're like, guess what?
A playoff series against Carlson, man.
We could go an Eastern Conference final in our future.
Yeah.
And that's crazy talk, but that's what fans do.
But when you do look at all those underlying numbers and everything that's been there all year, and I do find the pounding of the chest, nobody wants to see the Sens to be a little over the top.
Celine Dion.
But I kind of go, but they're no worse than any of the rest of these teams.
No.
Like if they can get in, that it's an open path right now. Well, not an easy path, but they would be no worse than any of these teams we're talking about. I think they're better than Philly. I think Montreal, Buffalo, Ottawa, all pretty similar. If you asked me who I think is going to come out of the East, it would be Tampa.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's by some crazy margin that can't be overcome.
Well, when you look around and you go, okay, that team has...
And Boston, I think, is getting punted by whoever.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And you go, especially if they don't have home ice advantage.
Yeah.
To me, their home and road records, stark.
Dire, yeah.
The difference between the two. And if you are starting on the road, man, I don't like their chances.
Yep.
But a Tampa team that has, you go, Vasilevsky, who has that record of shutouts in closeout games, just that guy, and the season he's had, he leads the NHL in most goaltending categories.
Yep.
And you have Kucherov. You have the best guy.
MVP season.
You have the best guy who I think will win the Hart Trophy.
Probably.
And he's on the same team. That is a team I want to avoid at all costs.
And a bunch of just playoff guys who have been through it. Jake Gensel's been through it. Braden Point has been through it, right? Victor Hedman obviously has been through it.
Well, the supporting cast, Sorelli and Yanni Gord, like these guys who are
soon to be $9 million Toronto Maple Leaf defenseman Darren Radish.
I love it because the guy's making $850 or whatever he's making right now.
30 years old.
And somebody is going to wicked overpay that guy.
Who?
Yeah.
Who will that?
Look around.
Sit down, pizza boy. You're done here.
If you look at last year, winner of the Metro Division, Washington Capitals.
Yeah.
Not making the playoffs.
No.
Winner of the Atlantic Division. Who was that, Matt? Not making the playoffs.
Oh, that's true.
Winner of the Central Division, Winnipeg Jets. Probably not making the playoffs. Like, it's crazy
Yeah, the turnover's wild, man.
the season from season to season, what's happened here.
Yeah. Buffalo back in, Pittsburgh back in, Philly back in, Boston back in, Ottawa. Although Ottawa was in last year, but in the Anaheim looking like back in. Like there's a pile of turnover that just.
What a shitbird division the Pacific is.
I was completely bought in that the Ducks were going to be my team till Gudas came out and blew up Matthews' knee, and I'm like, oh right, I forgot. Not only do you have Radko Gudas, you named him captain.
Well, you're wearing those eggplant things again, or the orange.
I kind of like the orange.
I don't like anything they're doing out there.
Everything about you,
nothing.
It's unsettling.
And there's lots to like about. They have some great talent.
Yeah,
but the Jersey game,
Cutter goats.
Yeah, the goat. It's been an interesting season.
You know, I am not normally all that interested these days anymore in the awards talk.
No.
But the coaching this year seems to be a bit of a story.
Everyone's got an opinion, Matt.
Lindy Ruff, what he's done with Buffalo's been fantastic.
Ruff at home, Lindy on the road.
Dan Muse in Pittsburgh, Rick Tocchet in Philadelphia. Like, both of those guys deserve to be in the conversation. Around here, a lot of the talk is Travis Green, and certainly to keep your team even moderately within reach of the playoffs while you can't get a save is admirable. I'm sure there's candidates out west who are currently slipping. Joel Quenneville.
Joel Quenneville was the guy until about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they just started hitting the skids hard out there. And San Jose was hanging around, and Warsawski would have been in the mix, but they have fallen off.
Can I offer you with Todd McClellan?
No, you cannot.
First team in NHL history to be at, what was it, 69
they were
points?
25 points clear of the Sens. Like, when we were talking about who to catch, like, later on, I got to the point where I said, I think the Red Wings are that team you're going to have to pick off. And
I thought you were high.
Not at first, though. Like, in January, they were 25 points clear of Ottawa.
I said Boston.
Yeah.
And we caught Boston. Yeah. Just for the record.
True enough. That's right.
That's the team I said.
Yeah.
But they are I want to say, if it's not the first, it's the second team in NHL history to be at 69 points after 53 games and not make the playoffs.
Oof, that is not nice.
That is a crazy stat. You're like Stevie Y, who was my favorite player growing up. Like, I love that guy. Mm-hmm. There's people... If you watch the end of that game yesterday, the New Jersey-Detroit game in Detroit, where Detroit had 3 separate leads in the game.
You'll be surprised here. I did not actually catch the New Jersey-Detroit game.
The fans who were left in the building
I did see that. The highlights.
Were raining down the boos.
Yeah.
And all the Wings still on the bench, hanging their heads.
Because we probably got to do this. It's the last home game of fan appreciation night.
Jersey's off our back. Fuck you!
Hey, did you hear... Because I don't know if there's anything to this or not. I was talking to somebody the other night who said, yeah, Ottawa always does one. Most teams do, right? On their last home game.
The Jersey off our backs thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did Ottawa already do that?
I think they did it 2 games ago. Like, not this last home game, but the one before.
So I was speaking to somebody who said it was because the possibility existed that the Toronto game that was actually the last home game would matter, and maybe we'd all come out from... behind, out of our rat holes and whatever else, just to cheer on one. And now maybe you're giving away Brady's jersey to some guy in a sweet Bieber, William Nylander jersey, or whatever's going on. Have you heard any? Like, was that being talked about on talk radio or anything like that?
No,
because it is odd that it wasn't the last.
Yeah,
game.
It was. I want to believe it's the third last home game they did it.
Okay,
and so it was weird that it was.
Because it's almost always the last.
It is.
Home game.
It is. And so I think you do try to minimize those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an odd thing, but your fan appreciation.
Yeah.
And then again
they were on the road there for the Isles
for Saturday, and so Thursday against Florida, they had a couple of when you have even Legion 37 Barhaven, presenting tonight's colors, and it was 2 Senators fans. And you're like, that's odd. So even on that second last home game, they had some stuff, but it was...
All right. Just before we take a break here, staying on the coaches thing, because we didn't really... Who would your vote go to?
I'm Lindy Ruff.
Yeah?
Lindy Ruff is my guy, but I am also a Travis Green gets a nom.
Yeah.
Just as you've already laid it out, how atrocious the goaltending, the PK was for the first half of the season, and system-wise, and he kept this team moving forward, and I can only imagine the legwork that has to happen in the room.
Yeah.
Right? When you have a team who is doing all the right things by the numbers that would indicate this team should be way better, but everybody knows the goaltending sucks and the PK sucks. And so whether that's
even later
whether
on,
that's Baumgartner's fault or it's the the way you are performing on the ice, to go, these two areas are so glaring in their...
I have seen some Sens fans comment that whose job was it to pull Baumgartner off the penalty kill? Is it Travis Green's or is it Steve Stais? And if it's Green's, why'd you wait so long? Right? Like, is that a strike against? Yeah, I guess.
Yep. I get it. I agree with you. That is...
And I don't know in that organizational structure who had the final call.
Now, I'm sure Steve Stais and Travis Green have that conversation.
Sure.
But you would say in the on-ice administration of the team, that's got to be on the head coach. And so that is an interesting point that I hadn't considered, because that is...
The other two names we haven't brought up, too, are Bednar again in Colorado and Cooper in Tampa. Do you get credit for keeping these teams as good as they are for as long as they are?
You never do.
I guess not. If you asked me, it's probably Muse, because we talked a ton at the beginning of the season that Pittsburgh was the only team that would be selling this year. They are trying to tank, and here they are, home ice advantage in the playoffs, and to walk into a room with Crosby and Malkin and Letang and Karlsson and get them to buy into something new. I like him. I like Lindy at number 2. And then I have time for Rick Tocchet, Travis Green.
Yeah.
Those are probably... and again, I'm not giving credit to...
You have Dan Muse at 1?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's interesting because even 2 weeks before the trade deadline, there was talk like, who can Ottawa get out of Pittsburgh? Can you get Brian Ross?
Well, they did fade. There was a moment they held second place in the division for a long time, and then it started to sink there in the second half, and you're like, oh, maybe this is not sustainable. But they managed to pull it back up and get back into... Like, there's just so many pieces. Like, the Anthony Mantha move, to get what they have out of him, that's got to be at least... significant part coaching, right? Well, to just this is what we need out of you.
How about the Erik Karlsson?
Yeah.
Look what he did last year.
He and Mike Sullivan clearly were not a good match.
Sullivan trying to get him to do something he clearly wasn't.
How about you be Adam Foote? Like, how about I stick a foot up your ass?
Yeah, exactly. Take the E off and put an ASS. Bam! Foot in your ass. It is. I think you look at when Pittsburgh came through a couple weeks ago. Man, Karlsson looked like 2017 Karlsson. $1 million. He looked like he was worth whatever he's getting paid minus whatever San Jose's retaining and Montreal's retaining, and because somewhere in there you go, this is what we got. It's perfect. He looked great, and Dan Muse has to get a bit of a nod, and the Jarry out, Skinner in business. Sure. You're like, look at that guy.
Oh my God, Edmonton. Downgraded.
Stop Sheilov. Come on, man. Like, it's to me, Dan, I agree with you. I think Dan Muse maybe is my 2 seed.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah. So we've just got those two flipped, and then there is a group.
Yep.
And Travis Green is in that group. But I don't know. Marty St. Louis, maybe.
Well, look at Matt. Marco Sturm. Matt is now a St. Louis lover.
Marco Sturm.
Yeah.
Pulled them back up and got them going again his first year in Boston.
See, I think it was fortuitous when you look at
Jeremy Swayman, remembering who he is.
The bounce back from Swayman. You look at also the injuries to defensive Lindholm and McAvoy last year.
Yes.
And then large periods without center Lindholm.
Right.
Like, they were ripe last year for a bounce back this year, right? Like just the way things ended last year. But I don't think
let's do it the Boston way.
I don't think
there are teams out there looking for a plan.
I don't think they're a great team, and I agree with you.
Yeah, no, they're getting bounced early. But I think Marco Sturm's done a nice job there.
Yes, and so it is this.
And Tocchet is in that group too.
Yes, but when you look at Buffalo, you are in early January. They were last in the Atlantic Division. Like they were propping Toronto up like nobody's business.
Well, Ottawa was in 14th.
I choose to not remember that, Matt.
Well,
what are you talking about?
I think it.
Yes,
it's a nod to what Ottawa has done here to put the pedal down.
Buffalo has come. So it's one thing to go. That team was in last in the Eastern Conference, and working on 14 years of missing the playoff. Like you have all this built in.
Yep.
We hate ourselves. And the fans hate us. Like everything is just working against us. So Lindy Ruff had to work against all that sort of self-hate.
Yeah.
And then they just ran off
like a 30-10 record.
Honest to God, man, it's crazy what they did for an extended period of time. Like half the season playing at like a 750 clip. That has got to be worth
votes.
The Jack Adams.
Yeah.
And you're fired next year when your team starts out at 21-23.
GM votes for Kevin Adams. GM of the year.
100%, man. Because the Shen and Stanley thing, that's not putting them over the top.
No. For anybody out there feeling the self-hate, try this one. The Somebody Loves You from the Silversmith Brewery down in either Etobicoke or Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Somewhere out there. Somebody loves you.
That was as good as I got on a segue to break here.
Yeah, but this, I never touched on this Starling.
Right.
And it is all that you would hope for. To me, Bicycle does good stuff with the Mr. Templeton, the Wee Heavy, the different Imperials.
One of Rob's most common pre-show beers.
I do love a Mr. And you know what? I was over there for that breakfast I was speaking
when's
of.
it coming out again?
Well, no. And so, as I've said to you, when I was in there, and I said, is this a big seller? And the guy's like, no. He's like, well,
only you.
And I said, why is it? And he's like, because I like it, and I'm the brewer. So
stays on the menu.
As long as the brewer and I are in lockstep, they will carry it. But it's a delicious beer. 100%. And so to me, Bicycle always does good work with the darks, and especially with the slightly elevated ABVs, because to me it's not boozy, but it is rich and smooth, gives you a little chocolatey. It's nice. It's a very nice beer. I would recommend it.
There you go. We will take a break, and we recommend you stick around for the second half of the show. We got some baseball to talk, and I don't know. We'll see whatever the hell else comes up.
I hear radios getting snapped off all over.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that. I am totally blanking. What is the thing?
Nobody tell him.
What? No, why?
You got it. You're so close.
Break me off a piece of that. Bread, applesauce.
Break me off a piece of that applesauce. I don't think.
Piece of that Chrysler car.
Nope.
Football cream.
Okay. It's football cream. It's football cream.
Hair for men. Poison gas. NutraSweet. It's got to rhyme with peace. Fancy feast. Break me off a piece of that fancy feast. It's a cat food. Nailed it.
Let's get back into it here on a Monday edition of the Talkin' Audio Podcast.
A Senators Playoff Monday.
Yeah, we're done with
podcast.
That.
Isn't it? Does it not feel good though, Matt? It feels good.
It's probably good for the show.
Even in your soul, I know there's a little bit of the frosty bits at the outside.
Frosty bits.
They're thawing. Somebody does love you.
Somebody.
I'm
Hello?
down here, and I'm badly burned.
Yeah. It's probably good for the show.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think I said to you last week at some point, still wouldn't have broken my heart had they found a way somewhere along the way to crash and burn in a flaming wreckage.
It was on the Shabbat thing.
Yes.
You and right. I was texting. We were texting back and forth on the
ridiculous recovery.
that it's just, and you said, no, I don't cheer for individuals to get hurt, but I wouldn't be sad if
The team got hurt.
the team still flamed out.
Yes.
And man, nobody understands that. like I am in my sad and pathetic life, still going, Sens make the playoffs? Yes. Leafs don't get a bottom 5 pick? Yes.
The Sens Twitter account circled back yesterday to get Paul Bisnasty, because he had tweeted like a month ago about whatever, Toronto's still the king of Ontario. And there's a part of me that's like, even in your moment, you clinch, you win, and you gotta come back to this thing.
Yeah. And
All right.
and you know what?
All right.
I am never going to dispute. People, oh, we're living rent free in your head, and you're like, yeah, you know what, man? It's a bit of Stockholm syndrome. It's like whatever. Like this is what I do, and you go, I feel good about
But
this.
for the official Sens Twitter account,
Yeah, all right. You know what?
fans should dance on Leaf graves at every opportunity they can. It seemed a little over the top.
Not just dancing.
Yeah, there's other fluids.
The
there's
business
things
is
happening.
out. It's in at least one hand.
That's really all that's required.
The other one's behind my head.
Let's have a pint. Well, you can lead us off.
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? It's a great segue, Matt. You don't even know. You're such a pro, Matt. You don't even know.
That's the only way. I accidentally stumble into success.
From another one of our local favorites, from Beyond the Pale,
Hey.
I am drinking the super tiny guy.
Oh, so that's going to be 8.5% again.
No.
Okay.
3.5, I believe.
okay.
This is their session IPA. So I'm going to be super. I'm going to pour it because I'm super.
Going to be super.
Well, it's the super tiny guy, which we all can somewhat relate to.
Sure.
So
He'll work hard for you.
yeah, he works hard for the money.
Money, come on. Over here.
You're balking at the money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no money for the little guy.
Nobody's paying for that.
This is.
Doug Ford is into the speed bump.
You don't even know. You don't even know what a pro you are. You have teed me up on this side of the table. People will pay for the sleeping giant out of Thunder Bay.
That is the byline of this show. You don't even know.
The Skull Rock Stout, oatmeal stout out of Sleeping Giant Thunder Bay. I believe I have had this one before, but it's been a minute.
Well, and it's
And
the
we'll have it
craziest.
again.
It's the craziest thing, right? Two beard nerdlingers sitting in the green room, and I'm like, oh, I don't have. So I have something in future episodes, something earmarked, and I'm like, from a brewery I've never had. I'm like, you ever had anything from Sleeping Giant and Thunder Bay? And he's like, wow, yes,
Funny you
and today is the day I'm going to have it again. So, yeah. So what do you think? What first poll? What do you got?
It's a little creamier than I would want for an oatmeal stout. It's kind of sweet, or I don't know. It's just the first bowl. But,
Okay, but an oatmeal stout is going to give you that slightly creamy over your.
No, but do you remember a year or
over
two
your
ago
dry?
when we had the stouts for the first time from Lake of Bays and didn't love it?
Whose ass in a glass? That.
This isn't ass in a glass, but it has
Oh, if you're bringing up the bringing up the Lake of Bays stout.
where it's just not quite stouty enough or
Okay,
something. It's,
all right,
it's- yeah.
all right. But see, the Lake of Bays one was skunky in my opinion.
See, I don't find this skunky, but
you said sweet.
yeah, and creamy. Oatmeal stouts to me are normally a little more mung, right? Like a little more, yeah, like a little more
Thanks, Heather.
stuck together, a little.
My bung together with
Not
oats
bung,
and,
mung.
with oats and honey. Thanks,
it's
Mom.
fine, but I don't love it. It's,
Okay.
it's
All
fine.
right. And you know what? God bless you, Matt, for giving the truth.
Yeah,
But an oatmeal will traditionally, if you use your Guinness, your Irish dry as the standard.
yeah, it's your Northern Star.
Whereas, you know what?
But I've had 100 oatmeal stouts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me. I trust
Today.
I trust your stout take.
Okay.
You that to me is the thing I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna bounce this off Matt. You and I both are
Stout gentleman.
Exactly, in many ways. So I was out with my brother-in-law yesterday.
Oh, sorry, man.
We did, God bless him, he's a good man.
Oh, sorry, it's just my natural reaction to the term brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. No, I like this one.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy
Man,
my time spent with
what's
this guy.
that like?
So we were out at a golf simulator for a couple of hours, and then we went for a bite to eat and a couple pints. Well, actually, he's a Pinot Grigio guy.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
So
all
I
right.
circle back to, sorry, man. Like,
Yeah. Well, he's French.
yeah.
So there's only so much, right? But he's a good guy. Super good guy.
Yeah.
We were at the brew table over in Bell's Corners.
For wine?
Well, they had discounted Guinness and half-price wings on a Saturday afternoon.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, you're
I'm here for the afternoon.
you're absolutely asking me to do this.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was gorgeous.
The sign outside said, hey, Rob,
This is for you.
come on in, man.
Yes, half-price wings and discounted Guinness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to me, you have the Irish Dry on the right-hand side and then the Milk Stout over on the far
Sure.
left.
Yes.
And then the oatmeal kind of in the middle, right? In terms of it's giving you a bit of that.
Slightly to the milk side, but
So,
close to the middle. Yeah.
So a little creamier and
Yeah.
a little sweeter.
Yep.
Now, if you're finding it too much of,
It's too much. A little too creamy and not quite enough of the. Yeah, they just shifted a little far to whichever side you said the milk was on. I've already.
milk is on the far left, like to me in terms of the sweetness.
It's your NDP stout.
Yes. Yes,
your
exactly.
Green Party stout.
Yes, this is it. So, and this beer here at 3.5, it sadly tastes like 3.5.
Yeah. That's
Like
too bad.
if you're saying a session IPA, I am hoping for a little of the hoppiness.
Yeah.
I still want to see a bit of that.
It's got to ring through a little bit here.
And it sort of tastes like, and sadly, this is the thing, is on a lot of light beers, you end up with, it feels like somebody has watered down something else.
A
right?
once great beer.
This is it. And when people say, well, how about a non-alcoholic beer? And you go, if you could give me a non-alcoholic beer that tastes the same, just remove the alcohol, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, it never happens.
It never happens. And so,
And that's not to say they're all bad, but they're never, none of them yet have quite struck it real, right?
well, and you and I both,
Like if handed somebody a blind taste test, nobody's going to mix them up, right? Like,
right. And the reality is you and I both drink a lot of beers.
yeah.
And
I think we're putting some kid through school with
yes,
the
yes.
beer coming through this studio.
And if it comes down to if we could, I don't need to always get hammered.
I don't need to. I don't mind doing it.
This is it. This is it.
I'm
And
doing
so-
it for the kids now.
Yeah, this
man.
is it. And so exactly, it's what it makes you feel good.
It's charitable.
I'm going to give up a kidney, a liver.
Well, I'm running out of
Yeah,
things over.
I got organs. I got organs to give. It has to still taste like a good beer.
Yes.
Or else I'm moving on to something else.
Yeah.
I would just as soon drink a ginger ale or
You're losing me.
no, I'm just saying as opposed to a non-alcoholic or a light beer.
Yeah.
The Nita Light, and I will not give a tip of the cap to Andy because
Tastes like a beer.
it tastes like a beer. And I don't go, hey, that's a pretty good light beer. It tastes like a beer. And that's all anybody's asking for.
Yep. Agreed.
Give me, whereas this, I'm not getting any of the hoppy IPA-ness that I'm looking for. It's still just light.
One guy who we know will never come in with light takes, Chris Hoffley, is going to be back on the show for the first time. And I'm curious, for the first time in a while. And I'm curious now that he's more and more detached from OSEG.
Untethered.
Yes, by his employment status. And by, like, let's be real, he had relationships with people who worked there that he... But
There's somebody
there's more
loves
and
you.
more turnover, right? More and more.
Yeah.
I'm curious what he's got to say. He will be on the show later this week, probably Let's just say Friday.
Hoff,
yeah.
you're on notice. Matt is expecting
Bring some takes, man.
big things.
Yeah.
And
I'm certain, well, obviously by then, we will know who the Sens are playing. He'll no doubt want to talk about that.
but the beauty of Hoff is when
Somebody's got one. Good.
when he's in here, he doesn't mind drinking.
No, he does not.
He doesn't mind the high ABVs. He likes the IPAs and so he'll bring a little. He doesn't mind a boozy take.
No.
And my friend,
And then giving some boozy takes.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's right in my wheelhouse.
So we will no doubt talk some Ottawa hockey with him. The 67s in the second round now. I'm sure he's got eyes on that. The CFL training camps are now 6 weeks away?
I'm not ready for that.
I'm ready because, my hockey team has been done since January. My baseball team has got me concerned. And so I might be looking for some things. So look for Hoffley later this week.
Have you got primed up for the World Cup yet? 2 months out?
No. I will. I will watch it. We've talked about this.
But
right?
how fired up were you to see Italy not make it?
Yeah, but only on reputation. Like anyone who knows soccer will tell you that, look, those guys have been not good for a while now, right?
They won a Euro Cup in 2022.
What do you want me to do, man? I'm not going to push back against the soccer narratives all that strongly.
And really,
Bosnia-Herzegovina might be
Herzegovina
a tougher opponent. I do know
I don't believe that to be
there
true.
were millions of dollars lost in vibes in downtown Toronto with Italian Canadians.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm just going to say that's the thing.
Did you see the trade-in thing Soccer Canada did? Or Canada Soccer? I always mix it up.
No.
So they said after Italy was eliminated, anyone with an Italy jersey, come on down to such and such pub or cafe or whatever it was on this day.
Pub Italia?
Traded in. Now, this was in Toronto. Who probably has a Pub Italia.
For sure they do. Man.
And traded in, hand us your Italy jersey. We'll give you a Canada jersey.
I did not hear it, but I'm here for it.
Now, when everyone lined up, and there was a massive lineup.
Awesome.
And at the end of the day, they did not take people's Italy jerseys, but they did give. So you win on all fronts, right? The PR side.
What a bunch of good guys.
Yeah. But I do it's like the guns trade in, right? You show up, no questions asked, hand over your guns to the cops or whatever else. I liked this. Now, I asked Mickey about this. Kevin Mickey from Sportsnet, if you missed it last week, was on the podcast. Check it out at talkingaudio.com.
Always a good listen,
right
Kevin
now.
Mickey.
I asked him about the Kit Kat thing that I alluded to,
the
hundreds of thousands of tons of Kit Kats that were lost. So Kit Kat did a thing because this was a big deal for them. Did you hear the story at all?
No.
So they lost 12 tons of Kit Kat bars.
That's my Halloween consumption.
Just ahead of Easter. This is going to be a problem, right? And so they started a thing that was like, you know what? It's gone. We don't know if we're ever getting it back. But they set up a website where when you opened up a Kit Kat, you can scan the little number that's on the side of the wrapper or whatever and see if you have one of the stolen ones. Oh. Now, I wondered if that would bring the cops right to your door and ruin your family Easter.
What Circle K did you get this from? We're on that.
But they decided, we might as well have some fun with it. If you can enjoy, hey, I got one of the stolen ones or whatever. Solid little PR move, but the same, that's how I felt about the Soccer Canada one. Come on down. We know a bunch of you. We're hoping you could cheer for Italy, but get on board, right? We will give you a Canada jersey. Come on down, buy tickets, whatever else is going to go on. Which of them do you like best out of the two?
Well, I have a 94 Baggio jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't know why that came out. It's the 8.8.
It's that 3.5.
It's the 8.8.
Hasn't set in yet, yeah.
I got a Baggio from 94 jersey just waiting to be traded in. I'm going to shank this over the net in penalty shots. Can we do this? What are we doing here? Can we get after this? I am.
Just make the best of it, right? Have some fun with when shit goes weird, lean into it.
Well, and the Soccer Canada, you have instant opportunity to make a change.
Yeah.
To go, you know what?
Now, everyone who had just been online buying the brand new Soccer Canada kit for $189 or whatever it would have been.
You're a fan, though, man. Come on.
Probably wouldn't have loved it, but I like it. Come on
Yeah.
down. And I'm sure it wasn't like unlimited. I imagine they had a couple hundred or whatever.
So you were born in Wales, or your father was born in Wales, and you're like, sorry, your team sucked just enough, right? Like my family came from Scotland through Northern Ireland, right? So the Northern Irish lost.
Yep.
And you're like, guess what? Come from a better place, man.
Have better roots.
This is it.
Be from Bosnia and
Shout
Herzegovina.
out Bosnia-Herzegovina. Like, let's be honest. And so my soccer takes minimal. But I am happy to not see one of the giants, not just of the soccer world, but of this country's immigration history.
It was going to take over that stadium.
That stadium would be, and again, I look at you as a Leaf fan who showed up in this building here in Ottawa many times and thrived in an environment.
Polluted it, I'd like to say.
Well, that's what I would also use too. It's lousy with Leaf fans. The BMO would have been lousy
heavy
with Italian fans.
Yes.
And so will there be the odd Bosnia-Herzegovina fan? Yes.
And that's half the fun of the World Cup, right?
They will be there and they will represent, but it will be a red crowd. And that's all I want to see in the home opener is I want to see that building, the stadium full of red jerseys. That's what I want to see.
And I'm no more knowledgeable than you about soccer.
Less.
Less. Okay. I just got into the ramp up to the last World Cup, right? Like I think I got more engaged with it than you do, or I enjoyed
Matt's pushing back on that. Maybe more. Matt is maybe more knowledgeable.
I don't.
I have no idea.
Just more. I think I followed it a little closer. And we talked about that at the time.
It's not wrong. No.
So this one now having games in Canada and it hasn't yet sunk in as I'm pumped. I can't wait but I will engage.
I found my reaction though to Italy not making it was sort of disproportionate to my give a fuck about soccer.
Right.
Like I was like, yes.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck those. Hey, you know what? I have a shirt that says that. Fuck those
Homemade.
guys. Yes, it's painted. That is at my heart and my soul. Fuck those guys. Yeah, sorry, I've ruined you.
No, I was gonna. Is that the segue we should use into the Blue Jays, or is it too early for fuck those guys?
It is too early. It is too early, but it is kind of where I'm sitting. That's where my resting heartbeat is right now.
It's alarming. At last I checked here on Sunday afternoon, it was 8-1 Minnesota. I don't know how we got there. Like, was Scherzer brutal right off the hop, or did he get a little distance and then the pen got blown up?
No, it was 8-1 in the third.
Oof. Forearm tendinitis, we heard after his last start, but don't worry, I'll make my next start. They are, before we get into anybody's performance, just beat to shit with injuries. Like some of your top, we saw Springer go down over the weekend. You already had Kirk down, Barger. Like these are the middle of your order, or the top of your order bats. And that's on top of already having 3 or 4 starters.
Yeah.
And then Lauer sick a week ago, and I guess you give him credit for wanting to champ up and go out there, but he didn't have it, and he doesn't really have the stuff to be able to give away, right? And be able to just power through. Look, it's been a mess. There are guys underperforming, but my first thought right now is just how beat up they are. Well,
and it's one of those things where you've suffered a couple of the most baseball injuries ever, right? Like people, that guy's got a hangnail. And in baseball, that's a 10-day on the injury reserve list. You got Barger blowing out both ankles on the same play, and you're like, how was that?
That's a Matt Robinson at 43 years old.
I stepped on the bag and blew an ankle, and then I tripped on it going across.
Blew out the other one.
And you're like, what? And you got Cody Ponce before that.
Who was it? I'm
running off the mound, and I've blown my ACL.
After falling a couple pitches earlier, which maybe loosened up whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was a fight It might have been Krokop versus Gonzaga.
Oh, the head kick?
But yes, he was knocked unconscious, but fell on his leg in a way that
Yes,
broke it.
that's the Krokop Gonzaga fight.
Okay. You're like, fuck, that's a bad loss, man. Like, not only did you get knocked out with a kick, I landed on my own leg and broke it.
Because everything collapsed,
Yes.
and the way it went sideways, it blew my knee out.
Well, it looked very much like the Twin Towers going down into themselves instead of falling over, right? Like
Yeah.
It's not a really great analogy.
The
but
Krokop
people know what it
headshot, though,
looks
that
like.
kick to the head, man, oh man.
Lights out, and then
And
on the way
Gonzaga
down.
running to the camera, and he's like,
Yeah, honest to God, just a
His-
scary ass.
And you're like, "Oof, that looks like a jack-o'-lantern coming right at my fucking TV.
That's what some of this Blue Jay stuff reminds me of. It's like you're not just getting hurt, you're getting hurt in the craziest possible ways. Now, on the pitching side, it feels like Savage is close, running Patrick Corbin. I don't know what scrap heap they found him on, but
But they won that game
the only one in the series.
that he started. They
Now,
won.
they did have to dig out of the hole he dug for them.
Yeah. Hey, man, W's are W's. That's we don't.
Eric Lauer on Saturday came out and did not have it, but I do respect his willingness to come back out and go, look,
Gamer.
I know the bullpen needs,
super taxed.
yeah, we're already down anyway, like send me out there for another inning or two when I normally would have been pulled. Like, good on you, man. But the Jays already told you everything they thought about him when they went and signed like 6 guys they wanted to use ahead of him this year. The fact that he's in the rotation right now is just an indication of how beat up they are. It's a bad scene, man.
and not just the injuries, because the injuries can happen in any sport to
But all
anybody.
at once like this,
Yeah. No. It is bad. To be the thing is the Jays, they're what they survived and thrived on was hitting with runners in scoring position last year and fielding. And this ability to be sure-handed in the field, man, they've been fucking atrocious fielding the ball, throwing shit into.
Heineman in 2 straight games.
Can we
last
throw the
weekend.
ball to first base? I don't care if it's from second or short or from the catching position or Cody Ponce getting off and trying to get over. Like, it's been fucking horrendous.
Well, Brendan Valenzuela has started all 3 games in this Twins series, so they've already decided, seen enough of you as the guy, Heineman. Like,
Well, and since we talked 2 weeks ago, because you and I haven't been in here
yeah,
for 2 weeks,
yeah.
we talked about the ABS system and the challenges and how good Kirk was in that first series and how things looked and
how his reputation stops other teams from challenging on him. Like, well, you know, if that's what they called and he frames it up that well, it's not worth me burning one here. Like, he's such a big loss.
And this series, this Twins-Jays series, the Twins have doubled the Jays in challenges and have won 70% of
Yeah.
them. The Jays are in the mid-40s and are sub 50% in terms of challenges. Never let Vladdy challenge either at first or at the plate. Like, to me, he's always
Every close play, at
he's
first, he's pointing and
yes,
saying,
yeah, like,
I guess not. No.
yeah.
Sorry, man.
So never let him challenge a strike call either or a ball call. Like, just Kirky was the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he was the backbone.
He touches everything, man.
Yes, he does.
He gets your pitchers off the field sooner, has them throw fewer pitches because he's framing them up nicer. Like, everything goes through that guy, including being a middle of the lineup bat that you're lacking right now. He's just, man, he's a part of everything you do. Like, he may have been the most indispensable. When you talk about, you know, could you lose Vlad? He's your best player, but you could move Okamoto to first. You could put Barger at third. Like, would you be as good? No. But there's something about that catching position, the wave Kirky hits, like in that contact. Like, there's no one else on that roster that was more devastating to lose for this franchise.
Well, and we had talked about, you know, when it comes down to the Lucas, the Bargers,
He sucks.
the Clement,
Lucas, sorry.
yeah, the Ernie Clements, the Kirks, the Springers. Like, where was the highs they had last year? Were we expecting some regression, some improvement?
I looked at Vladdy would pick up what Springer lost.
Yes.
Springer would still be fine. Vladdy would go up after what he showed in the playoffs and the World Baseball Classic. Those two would sort of swap that extra bit and you'd still be okay. It has not
Barger
so far
would
panned
improve.
out. Yes.
Like, to me, his second half slump.
Varsho is just killing you. What do you mean? What's the contract here? I don't know.
Offensively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and even defensively, his arm has bounced back a little bit, but his foot speed, his reads, it's very early for advanced analytics like these, but are down from last year. He's not the problem. I'm not defensively,
Right.
But there's some noise in the analytics, in the underlying metrics, because it's hard this early in the season.
Yeah.
But this early, he doesn't look quite the same even defensively as he has.
But I'm not worried about him defensively at all.
Okay.
Now,
Not yet, no.
To me, it is end of May is where we will really see. Now, I think the beauty of this Jays team is, despite the regression in the hitting, which I think we all expected a bit of.
Yeah.
And you were hoping for, minor regressions across the board, perhaps in some areas, and a couple of micro progressions, right?
Well, and to be picked up by the addition of Cease and the addition of Ponce and having Yasavage be another year
and
better.
Bieber.
Yeah. And we'll get there. But, man, the whole thing, when you lose 5 out of 6 to the Rockies and the White Sox, was rough.
Okay, but the reality is last year, do you remember what the record against the White Sox was last year?
No, I don't.
3-3. And they lost 100 games last year, and Toronto went 500 against them.
Yeah, and sometimes this is when you get these guys and what that looks like. And then you take 1 out of 3 from the Dodgers. Not great, but you look ahead and the schedule is still not terrible right now. So just chip away, win series. And you go into the Twins, just win that series. Take to it. Well, you didn't do it. So it's still early.
The Twins were coming off a sweep
of the
Tigers. Now, the reality is I was looking at, and it's early.
But, you got to start to chip away. This isn't a series you should lose. The Twins are fine.
Have you looked at the division?
Yeah, no, I know. There's only 4 or 5 teams in the entire American League above 500 right now. Somehow everyone's getting their head kicked in by the Cardinals or whatever the fuck's going on. Or the
White Sox and the Rockies.
Well, the White Sox are in our in the AL. But yeah, the Rockies did. I can't remember who they just played, but they took another series from somebody they fucking shouldn't have.
And I talked to you, I said this 2 weeks ago. You're like, some of this has a CFL feel. You never know from year to year with the turnover in Canadian football.
Yeah.
What that team was going to look like. That team sucked last year. They had 2 wins, and you go, oh, they're in the Grey Cup this year. And it's just the turnover.
Sure.
And so early in the baseball season, it's fine to say the A's sucked last year and the Rockies were really bad. Honestly, fucking the Jays.
Well, the thing is, out of those 3 teams, the A's were the better one.
Yes.
They have an underrated lineup. Their pitching still stinks.
Lots of power.
Yeah. Looking at you, Langoliers. Could you fuck off?
No, because he left Toronto and he continued to hit homers elsewhere.
This is it. But the Rockies and the White Sox, you go, that's the ones you struggled with. You swept the A's. And then, I wasn't that worried when we got one against the Dodgers. And I guess I'm not, I think you're still only 3 games out of, or 2 games out of the first wild card.
The Yankees, who were 7-1 to start, are now 8-6 to lead the division.
Right.
And then you have Baltimore and Tampa are both 7-7.
Yeah.
And coming into today,
and Boston
Toronto was 6-8.
Just shitting all over themselves.
They're behind Toronto by a game or 2.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
it's still right there, man.
The Yankees have,
because they were, like you said, 7-2 or 8-2.
Yes, to start, they were, and they've lost 4 in a row for sure. So they may have been 8-2. So it's 8-6 now.
Yeah.
And so the division is still, no one's ran away with anything early. And so,
but the difference is you pissed away 6 games against your weakest possible opponents. So you have the chance to climb back in, but you're going to have to do it against better teams. And you might. You might find your stride and you might be fine. But those, you'd like to have had a couple extra 4 wins out of those 6 games, or
at the beginning of the season, we were talking about.
I think you said you wanted to go 7-2 in
7-2.
those first 9. Yeah,
yeah, and
that
so
would have
people,
been great.
so people were like, okay, 8-1. You're like, these are shitbirds, and then after the sweep, you're like, okay, man.
That's when we talked last.
Yeah, go 2-1 and 2-1 against the Rockies and you're like, that's an easy 7-2.
Yeah.
And
Going into the season, I would have just said, give me 2 out of 3 against all of those teams.
100%. I get it.
But-
and then you roll
but you
into the Dodgers series, and that first game, they got the points taken off their star big time, right? Like it was just 14 whatever it was, 14-2. Yeah. And you're like, Teoscar hit that 3-run homer in the first inning, and you're like,
here we go.
Yikes. It's just, and I love the boos. I'd boo Teoscar. Yeah, come on. Like let's be honest. I loved him when he was a J.
I'd still cheer Teo.
Nah.
Him and Friedman. Everybody else gets booed. Fuck if I never see Yamamoto again.
You have a softer heart, though. Yeah, am I right?
I don't know.
Over the two of us.
Sure. If that's the measuring stick.
I enjoy my lovely better half.
Yeah,
who gives me the business for showing up, and when the little kids come out in between periods. So I'm wearing my Leitrim Hawks just hoodie today, and the Metcalf Jets, IP program comes out, and I'm booing them.
No,
lustily.
I won't even boo at an OHL game.
Well, I'm booing 6-year-olds.
I know.
Boo! She's like, are you booing 6-year-olds? And I'm like, I'm booing the association more than the 6-year-olds.
I just assume those 6-year-olds will understand that.
But you're wearing that jersey. That's it, man. Sorry, man. It's ingrained.
It's no good, man.
Yeah, all right. I live with a woman who was telling me that in the moment. I don't need to hear from you.
Well, you're gonna.
Yeah,
you brought it up.
It's true. It's true. Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys.
It's on the shirt. Okay, but so this Skull Rock?
Yeah. Skull Fuck IPA or whatever.
Stout? What's that? I don't even remember what
the
kind
Skull
of beer
Rock
it was.
Stout didn't get a whole lot better. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not great.
See,
From,
I
Sleeping
was.
Giant in Thunder Bay.
This
Creamy is the takeaway.
Yeah, this is no better. It's still just a light beer. But I was having a couple of beers yesterday, Saturday,
As one does.
and we were talking about this and the idea of beers that you like, beers that you think you like, but people have no idea,
You don't
right?
like this.
Well, this is it, right? And it's like, oh no, I don't like that. Just on
Well, you just in the green room before we fired up were like, I can't decide if I hate this beer or if I love this beer.
I'm pretty sure I hate that beer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I won't drink that beer again. But it's the idea
Decision
of what you can't judge a beer. Sorry, and I was like, where the fuck am I
what are we
going
doing
with
here?
this? Yeah, but it was sometimes you can't judge the beer on the first pull,
No.
and so you
Agreed.
have that first pull, and you're like, I'm not feeling this, and then the second one, you're like, well, you know what? Not bad. You didn't move.
No.
The needle did not move.
No. There's nothing terrible about it. It's just.
No, it sounded terrible,
it's
man.
only
If you
okay.
invoked
Skull Fuck IPA.
no, or you invoked the Lake of Bay Stout.
That didn't do it any favors. I apologize for.
That is, in my opinion, I'm never having something from that brewery ever.
We'll see you next week with something from that brewery.
Yeah, you may.
We'll wrap it up here. Hope everybody has a great week. Look, we will.
Promise to do better.
No, can't make that. I'm not making that promise.
After 11 years, this is what it is.
But we will take a look at the playoff schedule when it comes out and then evaluate. Like maybe it makes more sense to do a Saturday afternoon show. Like we'll see how things are going to shake loose here.
I have a golf lesson at 1:00.
Okay. I know that's going to go poorly. You can't teach old dogs new
Can't teach
strokes.
dumb bastards new things.
We'll see how things shake loose here. It just, a Sunday afternoon if the Sens are playing at 7.
Well, they'll be on Saturday afternoon because if it's Carolina and Ottawa, That is an early afternoon.
It depends
game.
on what Montreal is going to do, right?
Well, Montreal will be in prime time.
On Saturday, which makes me wonder if the Sens would be Sunday night.
I get the feeling because the Western Conference is ending later than the Eastern Conference is, that they'll run
Oilers in prime time, though?
on Sunday.
Maybe. We'll
Anyways,
see.
we'll play it by ear.
Yeah,
and
let's not get bogged down on it, but I
am open to...
Yeah, we'll be flexible around the Sens playoff schedule.
to telling you what I know ahead of time.
That won't take too long. But
Well, somehow we are 2 hours into this.
2 hours and 11 years.
Yeah.
Look for
Fuck those guys.
look for Hoffley and fuck that guy too. Later this week at tallcanaudio.com or wherever you're hearing us right now. If for some reason you're still here and haven't yet subscribed, you should probably go ahead and do that.
Hit that button.
Yeah. Okay. We got to go.
Yes.
Have a great week, everybody.
See ya.